Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe during this lockdown. Okay. Today's topic is going to be on radiation protection. That means, as dentists or dental professionals, dental healthcare providers, we need to know about radiation. We use radiation every day. We use X-rays for everything related to dentistry, almost everything. So radiation or the X-rays what we use is a double-edged sword. It is beneficial when we use it right. It could be harmful if we don't use them properly. Hence, as dental students, as the future dentists of India, you need to learn about how to use the X-rays that we routinely use every day safely, in a safe and protected manner. Okay. Today's topic will be mostly on why and how and whom. The entire concept of this radiation protection can be divided into why we need to learn about radiation safety and radiation protection at all. How do we do it? That's almost the entire chapter. And whom to protect and when to protect. Okay. See, when it comes to why we need to learn about radiation protection, we've learned about radiation, how it damages the cell walls, the nucleic acids, how they can induce mutations in the cells. These mutations can be changed to are transferred to the next generation, and the mutation will become permanent. Okay. So not just theoretical concepts. Some of the earliest of or the pioneers of radiation workers, the X-rays, or the people who developed X-rays or radiographs, okay, the use of X-rays into our field, okay, they all suffered and died because of cancer. Because of their work with radiation, they died of cancer. Okay. So it is very, very important for us to learn about radiation safety so perfectly. Okay, we should be clear about the concepts, theoretical concepts of how radiation induces damage and what all could go wrong if used without radiation safety measures in our clinics and hospitals. Okay, it is very important because, say for example, I can give you Sir Wilhelm Röntgen himself died of cancer because of his work with X-rays. Madame Curie and her husband Pierre Curie, both of them died of cancer because of their work with radioactivity. Okay, so like this, we don't want ourselves to be included into the long list of people who have had a lot of mortality and morbidity because of the use of radiation improperly. Those days they did not have sufficient data or evidence related to the harmful effects of radiation, but today we do, and we have to use that data to safely use radiation in our daily lives. So how do we protect? I'll come to that. The entire chapter is going to be on how only. Whom to protect? Now this is very important. Now we cannot expose everybody to radiation. People who are pregnant, okay, they are high risk category because radiation's harm or the damage induced by radiation is maximum in rapidly dividing cells. Okay, and the fetus of a pregnant woman is having such rapidly dividing cells. Those cells are dividing every second of the day. So we need to be very, very, very careful. We need to, if at all, we need to first weigh if taking a radiograph will actually benefit the pregnant woman who has come seeking help from you. Okay, or if it is harmful for her and the benefit from taking a radiograph is negligible, then don't take radiograph at all for such people. Okay, you have to protect the future child of that mother. Okay, so pregnant women and children, sometimes very young children, we should not expose them for radiation. We have to clinically weigh the benefits and risks associated with taking radiograph and then come to a conclusion whether we should expose the patient for radiation or no. If at all you are exposing such people to radiation, you have to give them maximum protection from radiation as much as possible. All right, so let's go to the overview of the chapter. First, we have to learn about the sources, different sources of radiation that we are exposed to on a daily basis. Then comes the concepts about or the measures that we can inculcate or introduce in our clinics to protect our patients first. Our patients we have to protect first because they are our source of income. They are the source of the bread of winning for our families. Okay, then comes protection of the operator. We need to learn some measures and protocols that we can apply in our clinics, so that we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of radiation. Next comes protecting the environment, that is the surrounding of your dental clinics or surrounding of your radiation room. Okay, accidentally you should not expose someone else or keep exposing someone else who is adjacent to your room or who is nearby your radiation room. Okay, so how do you protect other people, or how do you make basically your radiation room safe is the concept you need to learn in that final section. Let's start with the sources of radiation. Now, when we talk about sources of radiation, what we need to first understand is the concept of background radiation. What is background radiation? Background radiation is something that is not intentionally, basically ionizing radiation that is not intentionally introduced into your body. Okay, for example, we are taking radiographs. X-rays are used for radiographs. Okay, that is intentionally introduced into your body. Okay, whereas your sunlight, your terrestrial radiation, for example, radiation released from your soil and the radon gas, these are unintentional and unavoidable sources of radiation, which is called as background radiation. Okay, so radon gas, coming back to radon gas is the single most or the single largest source of background radiation to your body. Radon gas is a natural gas, it is a noble gas, it is an intermediate, it is released in the form of a gas as an intermediate step in the decay process of various different radioactive materials in the soil. Okay, so depending upon where you are and how much of radioactive materials is there in the soil, that you are exposed to so much of radon gas on a daily basis. Okay, this radon gas is something which does not have any smell, you cannot see, it is colorless, odorless, you can't touch it, you can't visualize it, you cannot even notice it. There are no indicators to tell, okay, there is radon gas here, unless you have a very complex ionizing radiation detecting equipments. Alright, so radon is one such source of background radiation for your body. That means you cannot escape it. Daily you are getting exposed to such radiations. Then comes your terrestrial external sources of radiation, which is about 20%. That is, say for example, directly radiation which is being released from the soil. Terrestrial means from the soil or through the soil or within the soil. Okay. Next comes cosmic rays. The third highest source is your sunlight, the ultraviolet rays that comes from the sun. All right. Then comes terrestrial internal sources of radiation, that is say the food that you eat. For example, bananas carry lot of radioactive potassium within them. Okay, but not enough to cause any sort of major serious health issues. Okay, unless you eat 500 bananas a day. But yeah, bananas do carry very trace amounts of radioactive potassium within them. All right, not just bananas, there are so many other plants, and if the animals have eaten those plants and then you consume the animal food, basically the radioactive materials or trace amount of radioactive materials are being transferred from the food to your internal body. It's basically your body. The sources of radiation can also be classified as natural and artificial. Okay, natural is, say for example, your external sources, cosmic radiation, the terrestrial radiation. Internal sources, radon, and the food you eat. Okay, then artificial, this is what is adding up to the daily radiation that you are getting exposed to. That is your diagnostic radiographs that you take. Okay, commercial and industrial products that are tested for radiation or might be carrying some radioactive material. Okay, like that there are different sources of radiation you are getting exposed to on a daily basis. Okay, not just sun, the soil, the air, the sun, and the food that you eat, everything is giving you radiation. Just for comparison, or just for making you understand a bit, let us take the soil of different places in India. Okay, New Delhi gives you around 700 micrograys per year. Okay, whereas Kerala soil is so rich in radioactive material, basically radioactive thorium and uranium. Okay, that it gives you around 4000 micrograys of exposure per year. Okay, like that. The sources of the radiation risk or radiation induced damage increases with the altitude also. That means the higher up from the sea level you go, the radiation effect becomes more, because the ultraviolet rays that are coming from the sun are not filtered off sufficiently enough. Okay, so people who are frequent flyers, say for example your pilots and flight attendants, they are getting exposed more on a daily basis than yourself to radiation. Okay, so you can imagine people living on hilltops or living in Himalayas, okay, much higher places than sea level, they are getting exposed to radiation on a daily basis more. That is, I am talking about cosmic radiation, that is the ultraviolet rays from the sun. Okay, you have to understand, as a dental student, that you have to understand the concept that radiation means not just X-rays. There is much more in this world that is causing DNA damage due to radiation. Okay, so when you are using X-rays, even little bit is adding up to your total dosage or accumulated dosage of that radiation's effect. Okay, and you have to also understand that it is not just radiation which is giving you a carcinogenic effect to the body. There are so many things, there are so many chemicals, gases, and so many daily activities that we do, or the food that we eat, they are all giving you little bit of carcinogenicity. Okay, so you have to understand that whatever X-rays you are using in your clinics on a daily basis, that is all adding up to the total accumulated dose of radiation, or the effect of all these carcinogens is getting added up, or the X-rays is adding up to the effect of all these carcinogens.